Hello gamers, this is Si, and welcome back to Which Way Games. How come Ron Weasley can never get spells right?
And with that being said, let's get on with the video.
When it comes to witchcraft and wizardry, there are many stories known over the world, and some of these tales have been the inspiration for some films over the last 2 decades. One particular set of films is the Harry Potter series, that as most gamers and non-gamers know, tells the story of a boy wizard who uncovers many mysteries while attending Hogwarts, as well as being classed as somewhat of a hero due to surviving a run-in with he must not be named.
Nowadays, Harry Potter is a multi-billion-dollar franchise, partly due to the films, but these were inspired by the books written by J.K. Rowling.
She is responsible for bringing Harry Potter to life and creating a world of make-believe where the possibilities are endless, especially for the world of Muggles. First publishing Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 1997, this book captured the imagination of readers and many sequels would follow. Eventually, Hollywood would come calling and acquire the rights to create a film based on the book series. From there, the world of Harry Potter skyrocketed, with even more films being made, and with most great things, video game tie-ins would be made.
In fact, one particular game that started it all was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or for our American cousins, the Sorcerer's Stone. But before I carry on, let's go back to where it all started.
Being developed by Argonaut Games, who are responsible for gaming classics such as Star Fox, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone would be more action platform orientated compared to its PC counterpart, but with an emphasis on exploration, as well as the infamous Quidditch matches that the series is known for, even going to the point of creating a video game solely based on this several years later. There are even several other versions of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone being made for the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Color port would be more role-playing based, similar to Pokemon and Final Fantasy, whereas the Game Boy Advance version would be more puzzle based from a top-down perspective. Both games are fun to play, especially for Harry Potter fans, definitely worth checking out. Developers looked towards the world of Nintendo and was influenced by the powerhouse that is known as The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for its use of third-person perspective and fantastic control style. Definitely one that I will be coming back to at some point. Argonaut wanted to capture the magic of the film and recreated Hogwarts in all its glory, despite the limitations of the PlayStation, even going to the point of including cut content from the films. And come late November 2001, Harry Potter was released for Muggles and gamers to enjoy.
And like always, let's go back to the past to see how Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was advertised.
Where you seek snitches and summon spells, where you discover your destiny and become Harry Potter. In the video game Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
The story of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone follows the plot of the film. A tragic series of events have left the baby Harry Potter orphaned thanks to the hands of the evil Lord Voldermort.
We do not speak his name.
Rufus Hagrid leaves Harry with the Dursleys, who raised him for 10 years, but never revealing the world of magic and wizardry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Throughout those 10 years, the Dursleys have done nothing but treat Harry terribly until one day, a letter arrives from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The letter reveals that Harry's actually a wizard and he is to attend Hogwarts to begin his training into the magical world of witches and wizards. While at Hogwarts, Harry befriends 2 students called Hermione Granger and Ronald Weasley.
Ronald Weasley?
Together they learn of a magical object that can grant immortality. This is known as the Philosopher's Stone. While searching, they all conclude that Professor Snape must be the one after the stone, especially after his actions at the Quidditch match that almost killed Harry Potter.
Gameplay has gamers controlling the boy wizard called Harry Potter as he explores Hogwarts and the many mysteries that lay within.
Starting out with a storybook narrative, most of the major plot lines of the game are told this way. with the exception of in-game characters giving Harry missions as well as the beginning of boss fights. Control is very similar to Ocarina of Time as I mentioned before. Harry will explore the halls of Hogwarts with many areas locked which become available later in the game. The stages are well presented with bright colours and easy to follow instructions that younger gamers can easily follow.
Throughout Harry Potter, gamers will have access to one spell known as Stupendo.
The other spells are all context sensitive, which means gamers will have to find the areas where these can be accessed. Such spells as Ascendo, which incinerates most objects, Diffindo, that will cut ropes, and Wingardium Leviosa, that can levitate items.
You're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
To use these spells, gamers will have to perform a mini-game each time, which does add to the fun factor of Harry Potter, but to actually learn these spells, gamers will have to follow a button sequence 3 times while being taught by one of the Hogwarts professors. Throughout Hogwarts, gamers will collect beans of 4 different colours. The yellow beans grant access to the Nimbus 2000, blue beans give access to wizard cards, which if all collected, unlock an extra Quidditch match at the end of the game. As for the green and red beans, the green beans give Harry Quidditch armour, and the red beans upgrade the Stupendo spell with a charged attack. Some of these beans also unlock the portraits within Hogwarts thanks to the passwords given by the Weasley twins.
Finally, gamers will be able to see what Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff and Slytherin get up to behind closed doors.
Harry Potter is a game that focuses more on platforming than the action, where Harry has an auto jump very much like the Hero of Time. However, these platforming sections are enjoyable and don't really break the game. And as for the boss battles, these come in a variety of different gameplay styles, such as arena-based battles, a musical button sequence to put Fluffy to sleep, and a wand battle against Voldemort.
We do not speak his name.
Coming back to the story, Harry, Ron and Hermione have found the location of the Philosopher's Stone, which happens to be on a restricted floor of Hogwarts under a trapdoor. The trio managed to put the 3-headed dog Fluffy guarding the trapdoor to sleep and venture further into the depths of Hogwarts. Facing many obstacles as well as a deadly game of chess, Harry chooses the right potion that will take him to the Philosopher's Stone. Now alone, Harry is stunned to find Professor Quirrell and not Professor Snape waiting for him. The Professor then reveals to Harry that the evil Lord Voldermort has been living on the back of his head. Harry retrieves the stone, but the evil Professor attacks him, but ends up being burnt by touching Harry. The pair battle, and when the fight is over, Harry blacks out due to the struggle. Waking up sometime later, Professor Dumbledore reveals to Harry that the Philosopher's Stone has been destroyed, but his run-in with Voldemort has marked the return of the evil wizard.
When released, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was met with mixed reviews from critics over the many platforms it was released on.
Some critics praised the varied gameplay this action platformer provided, especially the Quidditch matches, but the lack of music and a slight frame rate issue caused some of the low scores. Despite this, Harry Potter still went on to be nominated for Best Console and PC Family Game. Overall, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is a fun game to play, especially for gamers who are fans of the series. The mixture of platforming, puzzle solving and adventure elements make this game magical to play. The game is very short, however, with some gamers being able to finish it in over 3 hours. Although the chance of being able to explore parts of Hogwarts allows some gamers to experience the world of Harry Potter, as well as being able to act out scenes from the films as well as the book. Eventually, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was remade for the 6th generation of consoles with updated graphics and a story more in line with the films. Sadly though, these updated versions didn't bring much more than that, and also borrowed heavily from the Chamber of Secrets. Over time, more games would be made to coincide with each film released, usually around the holiday season.
I remember seeing the first Harry Potter when it was released in a cinema with no heating, which obviously didn't help on a freezing cold day in December.
Following on from this, the Harry Potter franchise became a worldwide success, with a huge legion of followers that still regard the films and books as some of the best entertainment available. Even now, it's still a huge money-making machine, very much like Star Wars and the Marvel films. But who knows what the future has in store for the Harry Potter franchise. Maybe one day J.K. Rowling will have Harry return and explain what he did after leaving Hogwarts and some of the many adventures he would have been on.
Anyway, come back next time where 4 heroes have to battle their way through the legions of evil to stop a demon from being summoned and plunging the world into darkness. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next game.